for me, it's just kind of going out there and playing the game that I know how to, and kind of break this narrative that I have of like, oh, he can't do nothing but go out there and play defense, which is not necessarily true. I got to the NBA for a reason, but ultimately, like I said, just going out there, fulfilling myself and fulfilling my journey in the game of basketball. So try to bring it full circle before I retire.
What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club, and welcome back, Dre.
Hey, we're here.
I wanted to have you on because you just finished up your first ever TBT season with Team Colorado, which you guaranteed me the championship and a dub, or at least you
for the last time.
Okay.
I don't know about a guarantee.
He was confident they were going to win. I was confident they were going to win. You guys
very confident we were going to win.
You 100%. Did have a good team, but you guys went out sad in the game that you lost, I will say. You guys were way too good to lose.
We didn't show up ready to play. Played all 4 games on the road, basically. I'll take a 3-1 record on the road. But I don't think that 5 days off helped us. And everybody went home, and we should, my personal opinion, went back to Colorado and kind of continued practicing for those 3 days that we were off, 3 to 4 days. And then flew back into Houston. But nonetheless, it was a great experience. If it was the best of 7 series, I would think we would come out on top on that. But, we had a lot of great guys on the team. It was great for us to kind of go back and rep Colorado again and kind of get to see everybody again. So it was a pretty dope experience. Shout out to the TBT, kind of living out those rivalries again on the court. So it was pretty cool.
Guess I'm just bad luck because the only game you guys lost is the one I went to. But anyway, you played well. You averaged pretty much a double-double in points and rebounds. And from that, there was a lot of highlights going around social media, even one that you posted. And a lot of people were like, wow, like Dre's back on the court. I didn't even know he was back playing. And a lot of people were also really impressed with your shooting. So we need to know what is next for Dre. Are we continuing your basketball career?
Ultimately what I used it for was kind of a tune-up. It's better than playing in your local gyms and pickup, but it was good. Obviously, a chance to win $1 million for the team, and obviously going out a chance to go out there and rep the Colorado University again. So it was special. But yeah, like I said, use it as a tune-up to see where I go next. So we shall see what that holds.
So where do you want to go next? Is NBA the final goal? Is it overseas? Is it tournaments here and there?
Yeah, ultimately is to, make it back to the NBA, obviously the pinnacle of basketball, in my opinion. But after playing overseas a couple times, or I should say once, it was a pretty dope experience. And just a chance for me to get back to playing the game that I truly love and not necessarily locked into a role in a position that's not necessarily fun to a degree outside there. I think everybody loves winning. But to me, it's, playing the way I know how to and kind of getting that feeling out of me before I retire. So whatever that future may hold, we shall see. But until then, enjoy my time.
So a lot of people know your game, obviously, from your years in OKC. That's when you made your biggest mark. And obviously you guys had such a great team there. You were known as a defensive specialist in the NBA. And we saw that in the TBT as well. You were guarding players 1 through 5 in the TBT. But where people were most surprised was how well you were shooting from 3 step back threes, things that people didn't see when you were in Oklahoma. So when you talk about playing your game, is that what you're talking about? Playing on both ends of the court and really, expanding your offensive side that a lot of people haven't seen?
If you really know me, obviously, growing up, I was pretty much a guard my whole entire life. And then I shot up to 6'5", 6'6" in high school within 2-3 years, or 2.5 years pretty much. And I've got, back in the day, it's not many tall guards in a sense. So to a degree, Kevin Durant was an anomaly in that sense of being tall and guard. And that's kind of what kind of transformed it. But when I grew my height, I got pretty much shoved underneath the basket. And, learning relearning habits, and you're feeling on the court again. And I was uncoordinated there for a while. So to kind of fight through that, fight through knee pain, and try to keep your skills as a guard, it was very tough. So, shout out to the guys that have done it, let alone continue to do it. But for me, it's just kind of going out there and playing the game that I know how to, and kind of break this narrative that I have of like, oh, he can't do nothing but go out there and play defense, which is not necessarily true. I got to the NBA for a reason. But ultimately, like I said, just going out there and fulfilling myself and fulfilling my journey in the game of basketball. So try to bring it full circle before I retire.
But also in OKC, when you were there, like you had Russ putting up triple doubles every night.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you had scorers on your team already. So is the defensive role just one that you fell into? Did they need you there? Did you feel like you couldn't have the ball in you know what I mean? Like, did you feel like that part was like taken away? I know you had like shooting coaches when you were there.
Yeah. So when I first got drafted, not many people know this, is I had a shooting coach my rookie year, tried to change my form. I think he left. Had one my second year. He ended up leaving. And long story short, I had 3 shooting coaches within 3 years, and they all pretty much started me over every time. As well as trying to fit into the NBA and adjusting to how fast it is, how strong it is. And obviously, the firepower that we had on the team is just trying to carve out a niche for myself. So you can imagine the pressure of, I was putting on myself, let alone the outside, for me to be this person. And I just try to learn from my rooks or my veterans and try to help steer me in the right direction. But it was tough at times when, I was stuck in this level where I couldn't get past one form shooting, or I couldn't turn my wrist around, something like that. And the shooting coach didn't want me to shoot it in the game. So I couldn't shoot threes. So I didn't extend out. In the beginning, you have to work your way out. So like near the basket, mid-range, and then you work yourself to the 3. So I wasn't quite worked to the 3. And I couldn't shoot threes, whether you believe it or not. So every time I caught it and I was wide open, I had to drive it. So you can imagine, like, being a basketball player. It's like, oh, this is a wide open shot.
You mean because they told you not to shoot them?
You told me not to shoot. But at the same time, okay, you got Russ, you got Kev, you got Serge. Everybody telling me to shoot because it's a wide open shot. It's a great basketball play. But I have to drive it because I'm so stuck on this. But it's like those little bitty things that I had to fight and, try to progress my shooting in a sense while I'm playing at the highest level is pretty tough. So
well, it's also it's mental too.
It's mental, and it fucked me up mentally. My confidence was gone. I felt like I didn't really know how to play basketball a lot of the times, and it affected me on my free throws. So, but long story short, overcome that, and shout out to the Thunder for trying to help me and be this great basketball player in the NBA. So they obviously see something in me to draft me in the first place. So, like I said, big shout out to them. I'm not trying to put them down or bash them. It was just unfortunate in terms of certain things that I had to go through. So, but that's part about being a professional.
Like, it's misunderstood from a fan's perspective as well. And even, I think...
Yeah, it's just the inside stuff that goes on that they don't really see.
Yeah.
So,
well, also from like a casual fan's perspective, I think a lot of people don't understand when you are that like number one defensive guy, that's like a lot of work. When you're on one side of the court, like
back in the day, it's not as fast paced as it is today. You're playing defense pretty much the whole shot clock, and then let alone the guy you're guarding is getting him up like 30, 40 shots a game. So imagine guarding Kobe,
right.
the prime Carmelos and PGs coming off down screens and running and chasing after guys the whole time. So in an era that doesn't necessarily call a lot of fouls, so it was pretty tough. And we made it out of there.
But that's why I think I've enjoyed seeing from you, like not only with the Philippines team, but also with this TBT team, is like, for me, it's always a mental switch for you. Like defensively, it seems like second nature, like you're just walking. Like defense still is so easy for you. You can point guard through the center and like make a big impact. But it's like offense for you, when you switch it on, it's like, oh, he's a scorer. Like he can get to the rim and you have a nice touch around the rim. But then even more so, like you shot a little on the outside with the Philippines team, but they had a lot of shooters on that team. But like with Colorado, it was the most volume I've ever seen, and you shot like 40 something %, but your mind was like switched to that. So I just hope that wherever you do go next, like you still get that green light.
Oh yeah,
from your coach to do that.
For sure. I mean, yeah, I don't think necessarily that's going to be the case of not wanting me to shoot. If I were to go overseas, obviously they look at you as to be that guy in a sense. So, yeah, just having that.
Saying, like,
just having that.
Like you have that now. So
I mean, I've always had it. It never really went anywhere outside of
I don't think it's gone anywhere, but you have
bringing it out.
Yes, it's like now I felt like I was like, oh, like he's just playing basketball again. He's not
I bring it out during pickup. Like,
okay,
you just don't come to my pickups.
Okay, but we don't see pickup.
Nobody comes to pick up. So people I play against, or wherever I go, they see me. It's like, oh, you can. It's like, well, why don't you ever do this in the NBA? It's like, it's just funny when I get that question a lot. So it's like, bro, I always had it, but sometimes you don't necessarily get the ability to show it.
Okay, so injury-wise, you had a bad injury in 2000 before I met you. 18.
Say it again.
2018 was your injury, right?
Yeah.
Your patellar tendon. So how does your body feel now?
My body overall feels great. Like I said, use this TBT tournament. Been working out pretty much this whole time, but using it as a tune-up. Going out there and playing 5-on-5 is different than pickup, and is obviously different than drills and workouts. So it's definitely a great opportunity for guys to go out there and play at a high level still, with referees and just getting up and down in a quote-unquote professional environment. So it was good.
Also, you guys, a lot of these answers, like, we've already kind of talked about, but I want you guys to be able to hear it, so if it feels like I'm just like a straight interviewer, that's kind of why.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. I just wanted to like preface it with that because people probably think I know nothing about you because I'm just asking, but that's
no. This is not for her. She knows all these answers. It's just for you guys and the fans.
Yeah, for you guys, for the update.
Shout out to the fans.
Because if we wouldn't do this, you would know nothing about Dre because he never.
If I didn't do certain things, like, oh, he's playing basketball again.
Literally.
Wow.
Anyway, but no. So with your injury though, like body-wise, physically-wise, knees, ligaments, all that stuff, you're good, and you're getting obviously like. It's not hard for you to get back in basketball shape. I feel like the first game in TBT, you were like, okay, I'm a little bit out of breath. But by the end, you were good. You were playing every minute of every game.
Like I said, it doesn't matter how much I work out. You could be in shape, but until you step back in a 5-on-5 setting,
right,
to where it requires adrenaline to a degree.
Well, yeah. No, but I'm clarifying that because I'm sure some people have questions like, is he healthy? So that's all I want you to say.
I'm healthy, in shape, all that. So.
You just don't dunk as much as you used to, even though you can. Sometimes I want you to dunk and you don't.
As you get older, you just tend to stay closer to the ground. So.
No, you're above the rim. You just don't slam it. You just drop it in instead
unless somebody's underneath or it requires me to exert extra dunking force, then I won't do it.
Yeah,
I'm not the little 18-year-old kid that just started dunking. That's just trying to dunk after every practice. No, that's not me.
I just wanted you to catch a couple bodies. There was a couple times like we were courtside for that last TBT game, and I was like, you could have had like 3 bodies that game.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's all right.
But you didn't. You let it.
At the same time, you got to stay healthy.
So what about we talked about possibly going overseas, and you have been having some conversations with some teams overseas. Mm-hmm. But what about if an NBA team called you and wanted to do a training camp type of situation, or, after your stint with Oklahoma, you had a 10-day with Brooklyn, is that a route, or G League, are those routes that you would be interested in, in getting back to NBA? Or do you think it's what are you open to? Open to it all?
Open to going overseas. I'm not open to G League again. I promise you that. Shout out to the G League. It ain't for me. I kind of use that as a tool to kind of ramp up, to get back in the swing of things. But I'm not doing that again. But I would entertain going overseas, and obviously, get back in the NBA. So whatever that may look like when the time fulfills itself, that's what I'll do. But as of right now, I don't mind going overseas, using basketball as a vessel to see the world, and drink some nice wine and enjoy some great food. So, and see different cultures. So I wouldn't mind that.
So I guess we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Wait and see.
Pat Beverly just took a deal overseas. He
did. He said he got everything he asked for. I don't know what that entails, but yeah. Shout out to
there's
Pat
guys
Bev.
doing it, so.
No, there's plenty of guys doing it. I just don't necessarily about that certain situation for me. There's a lot of things going on in the world, so you gotta just be careful.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see kind of what offers you get. But if you were to say you would love to, before you retire, play in the NBA for like at least one more season, is that realistic to say? Yeah,
that's realistic. Yeah, like I said, ultimately it'd be nice to have an NBA championship on your resume. So, like whatever that entails, it would be pretty dope. We're just going out there and competing at the highest level. I mean, obviously, getting back out there and competing wherever that may be is obviously a great accomplishment. But to go out there and do it again at the highest level and play against the best players in the world is another thing too. So that's definitely on the radar.
What about coaching after? Have you thought about that? Because I know a lot of coaches in front office. I'm not saying this is like in 6 years or something. Or
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind coaching. I've entertained it. It's definitely different to me. I don't know. It's getting a little worse as the years go on in terms of, there's more money, the kids are getting younger, so it's almost like you're babysitting grown little man. But at the same time, what I want to do is to kind of pass down my knowledge and pass on my experience and kind of help grow the game in that aspect. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't have kids myself, so we'll see.
Okay, so what can people expect from Dre moving forward? Obviously, you're not going to see, like, some guys post every single workout that they do. They post highlights from every single pickup game, all that. Like, we don't see that from you.
I'm not that guy.
Not really your style. Yeah, I know. So
it's a facade.
Can we expect you to be playing a full season on a team this fall? Somewhere?
Yeah, I'll be playing somewhere on a team this fall.
Okay.
Where that may be, not sure. Could be a city near you, but we shall see.
Well, we have Courtside Club fans around the world, so it
all around the world
could be
so,
a city.
Depending on where we go, we could have some more followers in the making. So we'll see.
All right. Well, you guys let us know in the comments.
Stay tuned. Comments below. Like and subscribe.
No, we have to ask them what to comment below.
What city would you like to see Dre go to next?
Go.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Because we upload new videos every week.
They upload new videos every week. Dre, you might get one out of me every 6 months.
Maybe we'll be back if there's an update.
But yeah, I posted that to let people know I was playing again, So a lot of people are like, oh, is he healthy? Well, here you go. Go look.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The questions were like, is he healthy? Oh, I didn't know he was still playing. Oh my gosh, he's shooting step back threes.
Yeah, I just feel like
that was the biggest consensus when people saw you playing. So I just wanted to clear up all of that.
Yeah, I don't like the if you're not posting your workouts, you're not working. It's just not me. But this is the social media era we live in nowadays, I guess. Okay, if you don't post it on the internet, it's not valid.
All right, with that, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode.
But we're posting on Courtside Club.
Yes, we will.
Tune in to the episode.
We'll have the exclusive when Dre gets that next contract, where he will be. You guys will be the first to know.
We'll be back in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much for watching.
Tune in to part 2.
And we'll see you next time. You know what to say to them.
Ooh, and nah. Ooh, and nah.
Bye.
We're out.